Abusia Ghana Statistical Service. Omo ye survey bi na omo the results no aba beto abonten. Na omo kire mu sisi ase we Ghana for 10 isi ho a emu 7 etua bribe in diverse ways. But asem na omo ka no no kure enye ne na start. Saade no eba ye ache sisi a Ghana ya fa no say ye normal thing. Say o ko school kura na wo admission na say wo ntua bribe a ye din say wo benya admission. Wo wie school na wo adwuma ye na say wo ntua sika ye din say wo benya adwuma ye. Eno ena sisi a ekoso e wo Ghana memu a. Sa so be we na emfa politicians ho. Enti TV3 omo morning program no panelist no ye bisa Dr. Zaato say sa asemo yi statistical service omo da be betu dwan wadwen chele e wo ho ene say ba oro no ase order beti conversation no ena na okwo ka Sedina Tamakloe atienu the court case no ho sem o kire mu ahese selesi John Domanu Mahama o na ban omo nye ready say omo be fight corruption because wo hwe the akoso a for Sedina Tamakloe na asem no ho na they are not ready na even orakra afeni ena Solomon Owusu so say asem yi aye kan ankenye ho ena ankenye kan afa but baabi a wo de kwa akofai sa report no and I say court judgment no wakan bi na wo kan ye no adi ni wom na se wakan ye na wa hyeda ena wa babetena ha wo kan sanse mwedi a na hye se eye ni da hobone ma ye hwe ekwan a Solomon Owusu ofa so na wo defend ye ma me Sedina Tamakloe atiunu wo sita mana report no e ma bontia wo nya bi enkan ye no na ma me ne kura wa kontu no ono na wo ye first person da bia na o pushi se ma me no omra na se wodi boni bia ye mfa no nkonkotu but wo nya judgment ni bi enkan ye no na ho na wo hu se ma me no onye boni bia na embum attorney general na wo ho no former attorney general oni judge na wo na gomu di ma me ne ekọ prison no omo e no mo ye mfumso enu nti the Dr. Zaato all kan wone no enya awi minua mayentie the way ya Dr. Zaato wo share asem na se any reply ya Solomon Owusu Mr. wode ema no mesro unya subscribe ya subscribe no na wakeke so e dia mame like video na share mo wi no nso unya bi ewe nyankopon hira se wayesa yenkotie panelist no on TV3 morning show.
I want to start by completely disagreeing with Mr. Poku here when he started to reference culture as part of the reasons for the ravaging corruption that is happening.
Why not, Dr. Zaato?
I also said culture. I think it's culture.
I disagree with him. He mentioned culture as one of the elements. What you have seen and the rampaging corruption is a result of the lack of political will to fight corruption in this country. What we have seen is because just like the Galamsey fight, the government is struggling or is losing and has lost the corruption fight.
The government
has lost it. What we have seen, yes, this government has, what we have seen, what that report is showing is masking is that in the research regime, in the oral regime, people do not care, people are not afraid of oral, people are not afraid of the promises, and people are not afraid of the actions and inaction of the government.
Research
and
oral.
That corruption is festering and becoming endemic under this regime. They must put the blame of this rampaging corruption right at the footsteps of where it belongs, the lack of political will to clamp down on corruption. That is what is happening, and those are the results we are seeing. It was pregnant, we've just seen the babies of the rampaging corruption that has happened here. One, though we spent the whole of last week talking about Sedina Tamakloe. We spent the whole of last week talking about this. The government and its communication machineries came out with an alternative theory to explain why Sedina Tamakloe doesn't belong in prison. They came up with an alternative theory, a very fanciful one, very nice one, eloquent, nicely debated.
Have you read the judgment?
Thank you. That's what was coming. The whole rebuttal to the Tamakloe issue was, have you read the judgment? Did you read the judgment?
No, but have you read it?
Did you read what the GSS said?
But I mentioned
Have you read it?
Yes, I have
Thank you.
read it.
At the end of the day, this is what the report is saying. That the fear of persecution, and even the fear of oral is not enough to instill any discipline in Ghanaians to prevent corruption. And that corruption is still ravaging. What it says is that if you are a public servant, and the whole of last week you were hearing the excellent defense of the Tamakloe case. If you were a public servant, or if you were in a position to collect bribe, and you saw how governments fired from every single cylinder to protect and defend somebody who has been accused of taking so much money, why will you be afraid to collect bribe from ordinary Ghanaians? Well, that case, today, who can sit and say, oh, based on what happened, or that happened to Solomon Tamakloe, I am scared to take bribe? Nobody. That case, and that's what last we are saying here, it should have been our coming to Jesus moment in the fight against corruption. Just as I said, the jailing of Wuntumi should have been our coming to Jesus moment in our effort to end galamsey. None of them have. So there is nothing right now that any civil or public servants can look and say, hey, see what happened to this person, see what happened to Tamakloe, then don't let me engage in bribe taking. It has become endemic.
I'm very surprised that my brother Zaato has also decided to join the serial killer league.
Why?
You see, my name has been mentioned as a serial killer league. So this one there, Solomon.
Let me finish.
Okay, finish.
What are you responding? Respond.
No.
Respond.
No, all he did was try to analyze the discussion,
What did he
posit it within the context of the government fight against corruption through the policy, oral and research.
My brother Zaato came here. We are discussing bribery in the civil service.
Yes.
He made a point that it is the politicians, I agree, and narrow it to Sedina Tamakloe.
You think it's
No,
off
I did
tangent?
not do that.
Narrow
If
it.
you don't understand what I'm saying, I can explain.
No, I don't know in my time. When you get
don't
this.
tell me things that are
Oh.
I used an example to say that, and I said that look, I can simply
So
say,
please make your point. Don't attribute it to him.
I'm not attributing it to you.
Oh. After the knowledge prosecutors were doing, the public servants who did it were learning from the knowledge prosecutors. They saw that with the bonus.
And you said it. And you said it. And you said it.
Also learning.
And you said it.
Please don't attribute it. Don't mention names. Solo, go ahead.
All right, so the use of Sedina Tamakloe's case, and you asked a very instructive question, and I thought he would have done justice to it. He asked you a simple question: have you read the judgment? He said it is a new mantra in town that when you talk about Sedina, they tell you, have you read the judgment? You don't need a visa to get the access to the judgment and read to make an informed decision. Rather than to go on this roller coaster, and I'm so disappointed in him this morning.
I'm surprised.
You understand? Because if he had read the judgment, if I were to even ask him the charges that were preferred against Sedina Tamakloe, I'm not sure he will be able to.
He hasn't said he hasn't read it also.
No, he said.
Have I told you that?
Oh, have you read it?
Have I told you that?
No, have you read it?
I don't owe you that.
No, but have you read it?
I don't owe you an answer.
So if you have read it,
I
that
don't
even
owe
makes
you.
the matter dangerous.
So what he says and told me actually
Yes.
well here was that the response
Yes.
from government functionaries
Yes.
and those who are pro the judgment
I have
is
defended.
that have you read
Look,
the judgment?
I have defended the judgment, the Court of Appeal judgment.
Why?
Based on what I have read. So if you box all of us together and you have not had the benefit of reading the judgment,
Have I told
then
you that?
on what
Have I
basis?
said he has read it.
Have I
Please
told
go
you
ahead.
that?
You have read
Have
it.
I told you that?
So now if you have read it,
Have I told you
let's
that?
go into the Sedina judgment. Here was Sedina, who was accused by the state that she procured, in fact, Maslow through Sedina, procured 350 vehicles meant for GPRT.
Now we'll do both.
You understand?
We also talk about the 500,000 in the polythene bag.
I am coming there.
Good.
I will take one after the other.
Good.
Now, these 350 vehicles, Maslow through Sedina signed the contract on the 6th of December 2016. NDC lost power in 2017. In fact, the 7th December election, NDC lost. Now, the MPP took over, and then Maslow through Stika renegotiated with Bakutus and then paid for these cars through the finance ministry. So Sedina, who did not pay, who did not have any access to payment, how on earth would you Zaato come and sit here and say that because the state prosecutors went to court and accused Sedina should be behind bars? Is that how you want to do your analysis?
Good. Now let's talk about the 500,000.
Now I'm coming.
Okay.
I don't go.
No,
now
I'm not going anywhere.
this morning I am calling on this administration to open an inquiry into the entire 350 vehicles.
So you're
the vehicles were meant for GPRT.
Is it for? Are you calling for retrial or just that?
Everything.
Good.
The vehicles were meant for the GPRT. 350. 150 of them was Chevy Aveo, and 100 was Chevy Sparklight. They shared the Chevy Aveo and the Sparklight to their party cronies.
Which people?
MPP.
Okay. So it was done post 2016, 17.
Where Sedina was nowhere near power. And you are here sitting here pontificating without even reading the judgment.
But I've also, okay.
Now I come to the 500,000. I come to the 500,000.
Because he invited me to the conversation.
No, you have your 10.
So, are you declining?
Please, when he's talking,
the 500,000 that you are talking about is also based on their propaganda.
No.
Now,
according to
Obatampa.
Yes.
Obatampa's board
It was received a bachona total.
Obatampa's board chair said Esiedu Obuje, who himself was being investigated then on the 18 million, prosecuted 18 million cedis on national service TV, claims that he went for 500,000 and put it in his car and drove all the way from Ejura to Bachona Tota and handed the money to Sedina Tamakloe. Now, when he handed the money to Sedina Tamakloe, he took pen and paper in Sedina's car and wrote all the denominations that the monies were made of. That 50 city denomination, 200,000 cities, 20 city denomination, 200,000, 10, 100,000, but yet failed to write an acknowledgement receipt for Sedina to sign to acknowledge the receipt of that money. Now, he claims that some days later, they went to Sedina's office under the instruction of Sedina to go and pick a receipt which was given to them by a supposed secretary. Sedina assigned. Sedina Tamakloe denied this allegation flatly at Iyoko. So it becomes Obuje's word or Obatampa's word against that of Sedina. Now guess what happened again? Those that were claiming that they had paid Maslock through Sedina cash, Sedina calls Maslock in 2015. This money matter took place in 2014. In 2015, Sedina wrote to Obatampa to pay the interest on the loan. So if you are the one, the person that you are accusing of having taken the money is the same person writing to you that you always come and pay us. If you put one and one together, would you still go on this tangent?
And you're saying the prosecution that's supposed to prove?
Absolutely. And here they could not show. When Obatampa, they were asked that when Sedina wrote to you, claim you gave the money to Sedina. When Sedina wrote to you that you should come and pay, what did you do? He said, oh, I sent a text message to Sedina, a WhatsApp message. Fair, he could stand the test of time. So show us where the text messages
allow him to.
Obuje could not answer.
And they are saying that's the crux of the matter.
Absolutely. Now what again? Sensitization and monitoring. They claim Sedina may supply 1.7 million because they were going to organize sensitization and monitoring for 85,300, and that each participant would take 20 cedi for TNT. None of these participants were asked in court, were called by even Yoko to find out whether or not this sensitization actually took place. None of the regional executive or managers of Maslock were even brought to court. Yet, Stika and his MPP that were chasing 1 million decided to go and invest 2 million in organizing what? An audit report. A report that was not commissioned by Maslock was paid for by Maslock. What I'm saying is that if I would defend her to that is why when I was starting this morning, I made a clarion call that the judge that sat on the matter justice Efia Saribotwe must be investigated, because I've seen 4 additional cases that she convicted innocent souls. Kwame Amponsa and Obakare. She nearly look. You see this country.
Editorial policy not on this thing.
All right, I will meet her at the other side. Don't worry. So what I'm saying is that
no.
So I won't go there again.
So Zaato raised a very pertinent.
Yes. What
and says that at the heart of the foundation of his argument is that we have reset and oral. And so if you say that you want to reset and then continue on a tangent of Operation Recover or Loot, then deal with yours first before you go.
What is he talking about? I am for going after anybody that has taken our money. Remember, on countless
already there's democratic attack.
I explained to you why they have to go on that attack, because their members have destroyed democracy. What I'm saying is that how many times did I not call for Sedina to come to this country for us to convict her or put her behind bars? In fact, when she came and then people were doing propaganda that she was not behind bars, some of us called out. But I will be the last person against my conscience to read such a judgment and say that judgment based on the whims and caprices. Sedina
what about his argument about Ora and reset?
No, he doesn't like his own MPP members. I'm not sure Gift Awari will be happy with Zaato. I'm not sure Miracles will be happy with him. I'm not sure Hanan will be happy with him. I'm not sure Mustafa Hamid will be happy with him. I'm not sure those people, you know the number of people that are SkyTrain, those people the number of people that have been visiting Yoko, if he knows and if he's in their shoes, he has never occupied any government position. So for him, if you have done anything, it is your own wahala. That is why he could say that. Other than that, you've been told by what is happening. Was it not only yesterday that Miracle's properties were freezed?
But that's Yoko.
That is Yoko.
Cover up for the fuel price hike.
Yeah. How can you cover? How would freezing an asset cover up for fuel price? How would freezing an asset cover? So you see, I believe that this must rather encourage this administration. That one of the key issues that will be used against your administration by the United Party, including the NPP, will be your inability to go after all those that have looted the state.
NDC appointees.
And this they have to, and they themselves. The same measure that is being used against the MPP will be the same stick
that UP will use against them.
Because
or even the MPP.
You have not been put in any position to go and loot. You have not been. You have not. Which of the NDC's constitution tells any appointee to go to office and go and loot? So if you are sitting here and your issue is that you are happy Ora is dead, when you know as a matter of fact that when they arrested Miracles, was he not the one who was sitting here and saying that even when Miracles was apprehended, they never allowed him to have access to the lawyer? He was complaining. The same person when they are dealing with corruption, he has a problem. When they are taking their time, they have a problem. I would encourage this Attorney General not to follow the footsteps of Godfrey Dame, and that he must do a meticulous job. The mere fact that some of us are shouting that go after them, does not mean you go with any frivolous cases in court and then go and see any judge behind the scenes and get people incarcerated. If nobody has committed any offense, don't touch them. But those that have that we some of us know. Do not. Have you forgotten about the 580 million cedis surcharge against the former Minister of Youth and Sports? It is in this report. I believe that in the coming days, recently at the Public Accounts Committee, I nearly vomited. That ECG, I wonder why I have not heard Dubik being investigated. Have you heard it? That they do a budget of 31 million meant for training, which was approved by the board. At the end of the day, they spent to the tune of 91 million, 60 million in excess. That they say that they are going to cleaning services will cost them 2.8 million. They end up expending 10.4 million. I don't know whether they were cleaning Bed Khalifa. Then they say that they were going to engage consultants in the year to the tune of 40 million. They end up spending 58.6 million. Now they say their stakeholder engagements, you understand, will cost about 3 million. They end up spending 49 million. These are the issues that we are talking about. So I agree with you when you say that politicians are stealing and is the reason why people are learning from them. Then you are right, but you must not fall short of the fact that you look straight into your own political party called the New Patriotic Party and say your people are my people. You have disappointed.
So your time is up.